guys, Jeff Howard here from Kiteboarding.com and Wingboarding.com. And I got to tell you, in the industry of winging, there's always been a standard. And one of the wings that has set a lot of those standards definitely has been the Duotone unit. The unit came in as one of the first with the hard handles, shaping it out to set that standard of the handle. And obviously, someone's got the patent. Well, there you go. It comes from the Duotone side. So this year I was out there at the AWSI and they launched the new wing. This is the new unit, 2026. And I've got to tell you, it definitely has set the standards. There's a lot of little small things a lot of people don't even think about in wing design. And I got to tell you, Ken Winter digs in deep, does a lot of testing. I've been out there riding with him, and he's phenomenal at doing this and those little small things that make a difference. So on the Duotone unit, I'm going to say they definitely came out, the handles basically have stayed the same, but this is one of the most popular and most thrive for handle system out there that everybody's trying to chase. Now, reason is this is oval. This isn't just round. It's a very, very comfortable feel, especially with this pistol grip type shaping. When you're flagging on the power handle, it's very nice and very comfortable to flag on that. And change position of your hand, very simple. Just one of those little small touches that he does on there, as well as you can see the angle of the handles. This is very important. People don't realize when your arms are out in front of you, that is a natural angle. Your shoulders are closer, your hands are out, and you're not having to twist your wrist to get to that angle. They achieve that not only by the handles, but also by the shape of this strut to bring that in to get that comfortable feeling. Now, these can all be adjusted to either boom or handles. You can choose, it's a la carte. You buy the wing, you choose the different handles, and they can be removed. So if you want to pack for a long trip and take, one set of handles or a couple booms that'll fit the wing sizes or the wing range that you want to take, you can do that in theirs. It's very simple to undo it. The plugs go inside of here. So that's the handles. Now, the overall wing design, I want to talk about some of the basic stuff that they've done on these. Really cool, what I like is they have a lighter duty up here in the luff curve of the material, and then they went heavy duty or heavier duty. I could throw out numbers and stuff like that, but that doesn't matter. Making this out here a stronger type material, getting all of this, the bias aligned, makes these wings last longer. Not just simple stitched in pockets. They've got molded pieces out here for the battens. Makes it very clean, very strong, so they stay in there. But all these little tiny touches all through the wing, definitely what set the standard in wing design. And I've got to tell you, the unit definitely does this. They also have this in the SLS version. And the only thing that's really different between the SLS is you've got a Lula in the middle, which is a very stiff, but it gives you a lighter weight framework. So that's the difference between the standard unit and an SLS, is they're just going to be lighter. What does that give you? That gives you flagging. When I'm flagging a wing, I like them to be light because they float like a leaf. The heavier they are, they want to drop down in that wind speed. So that's up to you. If you want to spend the extra, go for that lighter weight type material. It is very nice. It is something I like. But all in all, they've done such a great job. This is their Dacron wing. They've changed the handle. They've done a few little changes. This is a really nice flag handle. I like these. The reason is they, at one point they had them a little too skinny. I love doing handle pass type moves around the backside, and you want to have good availability for grabbing as well as the stiffness. These used to be really super soft. Now we got a good solid handle that you can control that wing. So when it's flagging on the flag handle, if this is too soft, it's very irritating because you're trying to control the wing and you're fighting it. This is a good stiff handle that allows real good control when you're flagging from the flag out type handle. So I really like that design. They've also, just like all of their other wings, they run a way heavier duty Dacron here in the middle. That is needed in wing design. That creates a stiffness in here and rigidity when you're pumping, and keep this from flexing and reduce that flexing down. Now the other cool part is they've got this thing set at pump to a PSI of 10 PSI in a Dacron wing. That is awesome. The stiffness and rigidity of the wing is very important. Some people say you want softness. No, you don't want softness in the center part of your wing at all. That is flexing off and dropping all your power. What you do want a little bit of flex is when they run the lighter weight Dacron out here on the tips, and this allows a little bit of flex under load. And what that does is it increases your power range. So when you pull in to get the power, if it's too stiff, it'll just shut off because you're basically stalling the wing. When you pull in and you have a little bit of flex designed in a lot of the wings, this flexes off, lets off that pressure, and the air flows off that wing as you pull in, and it just smoothly goes through that power range. So they've done a really fantastic job. Reinforcements, longevity of materials, windows are great. They've got a heavier duty type material in the windows. It's a lot stronger. It doesn't have that stretch that there are some wings out where they've just used some of this stuff and it's just so stretchy. But all in all, I've got to tell you, they've done a fantastic job, still setting the standard. Now, when it comes into flagging, a lot of people say, how does it handle and how does it fly? In comparison to the older unit, this one flags a little bit better, a little bit more stable. But yet, if you want a truly stable wing, that's when you jump into the float. This one's more meant for freestyle, so you do have a little bit of stability into it, but not too much. And because if you have stability into the wing, then it doesn't want to freestyle and flip around as fast. And that's what this wing is designed for. It'll give you a little bit of that stability to float, but still wants to spin around, do freestyle type maneuvers, and handle a little bit quicker and a little more nimble. That's the difference between them. But all in all, they've done a fantastic job. I've got to tell you, it's still setting some standards. And if you have any thoughts about sizing or anything else, don't hesitate. Let us know. We spend time on these wings. We ride daily. I put a lot of time on a lot of them and do the testing and looking for wings that will last you a long time and handle really well. Anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at Wingboarding.com and Kiteboarding.com with a new 2026 Duotone unit, setting the standards. Hey guys, Jeff here again. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. It really helps us out in making these videos. Have a great day.